Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another video. I'm going to talk about in this video airdrops. They can be very, very profitable. An airdrop, for example, that I took full advantage of was arbitrary. I won't say how much I got, but you could have easily gotten 6 digits. I mean 5 digits. You could have easily gotten 5 digits worth of an airdrop on Arbitrum in dollars. But 6 digits was also possible. So yeah, airdrops are very, very profitable because you essentially spend like $20 just playing around with their stuff, and in return you can get a lot of money. So some accounts I follow, for example, this one, Cash is an account I follow for to track down some airdrops. He's pretty good. There's also like Airdrop Adventure, but I like this Cash better. Airdrop Adventure. Yeah, this guy. He's also decent. Now, I'm gonna talk to you about some airdrops that the main ones, the more important ones. One of the main ones is Linea. Right here, there's like a campaign going on right now for fraud. It's on the 8th week, and essentially you do some tasks for them, and you might be eligible for some coins when they eventually launch and airdrop their governance token. And it's a really good one because Linea is made by the Consensus. It's made by Consensus, which is the company that's behind MetaMask. You might know MetaMask. It's it's the most popular crypto wallet. It's a product extension, and the Consensus is involved in plenty of other projects also. It's a really prominent institution in crypto, and this is their optimism-based L2 layer 2 blockchain. Yeah, I should also mention like these like layer 2s for Ethereum are going to be very important for Ethereum. If you believe in Ethereum, you have to believe in these layer 2s. Some people say that Ethereum doesn't need layer 2s because it will scale on its own. But that's not true. Ethereum is now L2 centric. Vitalik himself mentioned this. He essentially said that the L2s, if they were a stepping stone, people will essentially get used to them. So it's not worth it to scale Ethereum in that way to make it so like you only need to transact in layer 1 in Ethereum, because people will get used to L2s, and also it will reduce Ethereum security if they allow for that kind of scaling. So he essentially laid out the plan where Ethereum became L2 centric. So essentially you'll need to use L2s, layer 2s, to use Ethereum. Like it will be an essential part of Ethereum. So a lot of these companies are scrambling to make their own L2s because they realize it will be a massive area around these around the Ethereum ecosystem and DeFi. And in terms of DeFi, you really like the gold standard is Ethereum. There's other coins like Cardano and Solanzo, and Polkadonzo and Polygonzo, but I don't see them competing. I believe they will essentially fade away eventually. Um, some of them, like Celsius did and like FTX did, um, they will essentially collapse in the future. I believe so, but maybe not. They're still a good investment. You'll still make money if you buy them now and wait till the next halving, which will be in 2024. But you could say, better yet, you should wait for the year after the halving to sell them. So if you buy them, yeah, you'll make money. But I just don't believe them because they're too centralized. That's essentially it. They're too centralized, and essentially the problem with centralization is the centralized parties will eventually fuck up, or they'll eventually look out for their own greedy interests and screw everyone involved in the project. That's how it works. That's why crypto exists. So saying that, like, I don't believe them because they're centralized, it makes perfect sense because I'm in crypto. That's the motto. That's the thing with crypto. Like we're opting for decentralization. So why would we like invest in BNB, which is like the coin for the centralized exchange, Binance, and for the centralized blockchain of BSC, centralized as shit. Like why would we buy this when we're in crypto and the objective is to not stay away? It's to stay away from centralized. I don't know, but no, people act rationally, and yeah, I'm not saying they're bad investments, but essentially, eventually, like BNB and some others, I believe Solana, which goes down, like some days, like the blockchain stops, which would be like laughable in a few years, like some a few years ago, to be laughable, if you'd said like the blockchain stopped. But here we are. So getting off track here, but yeah, Optimism, Arbitrum have been very, very nice airdrops. There have been other very good airdrops like the ENS ones. But yeah, we're looking into the future. What other airdrops are there that could make us a lot of money? Linea is one of them. Like I said, they're the Optimism layer 2 option solution. I mean, by consensus, which is a very big institution in crypto. So like he explains here, I will complete these tasks, these weekly tasks, my Linea. And there's also, and I'm sure if it will show up, there's also base. It is an L2 by Coinbase. You might know Coinbase. Yeah, it's a layer 2 solution by Coinbase. Here it is, their Twitter. They're pretty good. I mean, they're backed by Coinbase. How can you go wrong? I believe, like maybe, like we'll see. But like right now, the major L2 is Arbitrum. But when these new L2s come out, they come out with their mainnet because they're already out essentially. I mean, they will be big competitors to Arbitrum. So I'm not sure if we should invest in Arbitrum because there's all these competitors, large names coming up. But I mean, Arbitrum will still be around, and this space will still increase in value. So I think that there's money for every L2, but it's just something to keep in mind. So yeah, a base, I would follow them on Twitter and go on their Discord, check out their Discord announcements, and check out what they're doing. Try to mint every NFT they allow to mint, and participates in the whatever they come up with. So you're at a better chance to get airdropped. Now, besides these two, the Linea and Base, they're like the biggest ones. There's the somewhat also big ones like Ziki Sync, which is being farmed out to hell. Like everyone is farming that. That L2 Ziki Sync, and there's also layer 0. I mean, there's a ton. There's a whole bunch ones. A whole bunch. But no, I don't know if you know Ziki Sync. They already have their mainnets out. Honestly, I'm not sure why Base and Linea would start listing. I mean, I believe like if you do these tasks before, before they hit their mainnets, they're doing this task. If you do them, you're at a better chance, but you'll probably get a lot of more chances later on, because I mean they don't even have their mainnet out, and like coins like L2s like ZK Sync have had their mainnet out for a long while. Like ZK Sync has had their ZK Sync Lite. It's here, this in the 8th on total value locked. They've been out for like over a year, I believe, or more than that, and you would have like a lot of time to transact in their blockchain to get yourself eligible to for their airdrop. So yeah, I believe Base and Linea will probably also allow for like a year or two of testing their mainnets blockchain to make yourself eligible also. So yeah, do these tasks, but don't like really expect to get rewarded in any way. I mean, like I said, they still haven't even launched their mainnet. So yeah. Now Ziki Sync has launched another blockchain, Ziki Sync Era. As you can see, it's in 3rd place. Now, the thing with Ziki Sync is that most of this value locked, it's people expecting their airdrops. Like with Arbitrum and Optimism, they have already airdropped, so technically most of this TVL in Arbitrum and OP is already like people using these two L2s. But with Ziki Sync, most of the TVL, I believe, it's just like people farming. People trying to get themselves eligible for the airdrop. So it's not real TVL. So what kind of TVL can we expect after airdrop? I don't know, but that will essentially reflect on the price of the token that they come up with. Because if this like the TVL goes like to 1% of the market share after the airdrop, then people will see like man no one's using it, so the coin won't be worth much. That's my fear around Ziki Sync. It's being propped up essentially like a zombie of made up of hopes and dreams of a lot of people farming it. But it's still I believe profitable for the money you spend using it. I think the airdrop will still be worth it. So yeah, you should definitely use it and trade on exchange and bridge into Ziki Sync. Do all that stuff. Like that's pretty. That's like a video's worth of content if I explained every detail of how to use a Sync Era and how to get yourself eligible. So I'm basically like summarizing it. So yeah, the one below Ziki Singh is a layer 0. A lot of people are farming that also. There's Darknet also here. It's also, you can also farm it, but like it says 0.69%. Like you need to be also, you need to think about, is it worth it to farm something? Because there's a lot of crazy people farming just complete crap, and then they get like crumbs that aren't worth like the money they spend farming it and the time. So you need to also think about that, because like, for example, this guy Cash Kish, and the pretty much every Twitter account that helps you with farming, they have an incentive to keep you hooked up on their every tweets, So they usually say there's zero cost and the reward is like 10,000, but really it's like there's $100 cost to bridge and to trade and to do all that stuff, and then the reward is like $200 in reality or less. So yeah, you have to keep in mind that these Twitter accounts, obviously, like everyone, are acting out on their own interests, so they really exaggerate the reward sometimes on some blockchains. So yeah, and like these I believe in 2023 to 2024 will be remembered as the golden age of AIRDROPS, and talks about Ziki Singh, Clear 2, Linea, Venom. I don't know even Venom. Scroll I know, and say, like you can look into all these ones. They have been around for a while. You also need to think about that. Like a lot of people have been farming this for a long time. And when you start farming, are you in time? In case of Zik and Zik, I can tell you 100% that if you farm it right now, you'll probably get a reward. But because like they essentially already said they will launch next year, so there's also another thing that this guy omits. Like essentially, Ziki Singh has already said that it will be next year when they will release their token. So there's really no urgency, right? You have this whole year to like use it. Layer 0, I really haven't farmed Layer 0. It didn't come up on my radar for a while, so I didn't farm it. But I don't know if I'm in time. I will look into it better, but I'm not sure if I'm in time to farm it. Scroll and say like seem really small. Like when you compare it like lenient base, and it's not really even talking about base. I don't know why. I mean, Spike Coinbase. Like how the hell do you miss that? He talks about scroll and say and venom and doesn't mention base. Why? But yeah, these like are really small ones. And yeah, your time and the money you spend on using this stuff is precious. So like think about that also. And sometimes I farm this stuff, and then the protocols come up with stupid parameters for choosing who gets the airdrop, and then I get nothing, and then just all I get is wasted money and time. Because a lot of these projects, like they like some of them like shit on airdrop farmers, like people that are using their stuff and helping them out and testing their blockchains. They like to shit on them because they're like they want to earn some money. I don't know why, but yeah. So you need to look out for that. Sometimes the requirements are very strict. Like for example, on Optimism, some of the wallets I farmed were like low value, and I didn't do is everything that they wanted to get eligible. And those also I wasted some money and time for nothing, and it's really annoying. So yeah, you should look out for the requirements. You should look for the requirements that were used for Arbitrum, for example, and you should also be careful to not get flagged for civil. What that means essentially, in a civil attack, one person pretends they're multiple accounts. So a lot of this a lot of these projects try to exclude people or accounts that they suspect are from the same user, because they believe the user is just farming. So you need to be careful. It's perfectly normal, I believe. Like a person has multiple accounts, it's normal that. But if you abuse it, make like 100 accounts, and you make it also obvious that you're interacting, that the interaction between the accounts is for farming, then you will be blacklisted and you won't get an airdrop. So don't be too greedy, or if you are greedy and you spend $1,000 in 100 accounts, maybe even more, farming 100 accounts, then really do make sure that those accounts don't interact with each other and they don't do the same things around the same time. Anything that you could alert their algorithms that you're doing a civil attack. So yeah, keep that in mind. Some people got burned on Arbitrum using 100 wallets, and they got found out for being a civil, and then they spent thousands farming it for nothing. So be careful of that. So yeah, I'm giving you the basics. This video is already getting very long, but yeah, essentially you should look into Linea base, Linea, which is by consensus, base, which is by Coinbase. It's two very important ones. I believe they will be in the billions, obviously. They will be obviously over Arbitrum in the market cap because of their name, the people behind them. So obviously should look into them. And then the seconds, the lower, less important ones, Ziki Singh and Layer 0, should also look into farming them, but don't go crazy, spending all kinds of money, and really think about the requirements, the requirements to get eligible, and look into the past requirements for Arbitrum, and avoid getting civil blacklisted, and you'll be good. You'll earn a bunch of money, and don't waste time on crappy airdrops. Also, I have wasted time on some exchange airdrops, Zigzag, for example. I wasted much money there, but they decided I wasn't eligible. Sometimes you're not even eligible because their whatever algorithm program they used to get wallets just didn't catch your wallet. That happens also, which is really, really annoying. So think twice before wasting $1,000 farming, for example, this ZKID airdrop. Do we really need another ENS on a layer 2? Why do we need that? Another domain name registrar in a layer 2 in ZK Sync that's in 3rd and will be probably in 10th when the airdrop happens. So do we really need this, and are really going to farm it? Was for example, he compares this to ENS, which gave their users an average of $15,000 per user, but ENS obviously it's on Ethereum and it was the first one, so it won't be even near the same amount on ZK-Sync, which is like a small L2, which people are, the main bulk of their TVL is farmers, and we don't really need it, and a lot of things like like comparing these two is very disingenuous, and he's just doing it to get interactions, obviously to farm engagement on Twitter. So don't fall for this stuff, and if you're going to farm this coin, then don't go like crazy. Do their stuff and see if you get lucky. But don't go crazy on this. Like he says, how much is it worth to farm plans? Offer .zk-sync and .era decentralized ID that access maximum supply is already listed. Application. Red flag right here that has 0% allocation. I call bullshit. Now it participates holder of domains. Eligible mint your DKID. Yeah, this probably need to waste some money. Availing current time, it's $54. So you need to think, like, is it worth $54 to mint it? I mean, maybe like the airdrop is $50, or if there's an airdrop, if you get an airdrop, you probably would. But again, is it more than $50? Who knows? Who knows? Yeah. That will be all, I guess. That will be all. You can make a lot of money on this stuff. Just don't be crazy. Man, this video got long. Look at this. Zora cost 0. Zora is a new NFT marketplace. Like we need another NFT marketplace. There's already so many. God damn. The airdrop was worth 8,000. Probably miss it. You have a second chance today. Zora. So you need to waste like a couple $100 probably. Depends on where they are. Guerrilla. Another thing. You need to really think. Another thing, like, this is very important. These L2s do not airdrop to testnet wallets. If you make a testnet wallet and you expect that the mainnet version of that wallet will get airdropped if you do something with the testnet wallet, you won't. That's not how it works. You need to think like it's dumb. They really think like the devs will airdrop to a wallet they don't even know you control. When people use testnet wallets, they're just that. They're wallets to test. People aren't like using their main Ethereum wallet has a testnet wallet for Guerrilla or whatever testnet chain, because that's messy. Like that's really messy, and people are if someone is testing your blockchain, they can just make random wallets and test it with that. They're not looking into like saving the seed phrase or whatever just in case. Like that's messy. Just common sense, right? It's messy to airdrop to testnet wallets, to wallets that were using testnet. That's messy as hell. Because no project has done that. So you need to look into it. Like, does after you finish the testing the exchange or whatever project in the Guerrilla or whatever testnet network, After you finish doing that, do they ask you for your real wallets? Do they ask like something that, like your email or something, that could potentially, like later on, be used to uh, send you tokens to your actual wallet? Because if they don't, if you just like pick up a testnet wallet and test the blockchain with the testnet wallet, and then nothing happens, and then they don't ask for anything, you don't fill out any form or nothing, then you just waste your time, because they aren't going to airdrop to your testnet wallets. It's just common sense. It's messy. They wouldn't do it, obviously. No project has done that for a reason, because like I explained, it's like doesn't make any sense. They could do that, but it doesn't make any sense. So yeah, also keep that in mind. Yeah, that will be all. Thank you for watching the video.